Dark bleatings, everyone. I'm about to get into the video. We are here for an unboxing today, but before I get into that, I just wanted to apologise for my lack of videos on Saturday and Sunday. Last week I had the worst migraine that I've had in a couple of years, and I was completely debilitated. And I do have pre-recorded author interviews and stuff, but I couldn't even sit at my computer screen long enough to make the thumbnails or like upload them or anything, so really sorry for that. And also, if you're waiting for something to go live on the website, I promised a couple of people reviews up over the weekend, and then I wasn't able to do that either because I still needed to do a bit of formatting, and like I said, I couldn't use my computer at all over from Friday night really to now. I'm filming this on Monday. So yes, it was a pretty bad weekend. If you're a fellow migraine sufferer, you have my sympathies. I violently threw up and then spent about 30 minutes in so much pain I had full body shakes and I thought I was going to die. So oh wait, what are you meant to say on YouTube? I thought I was going to unalive as a doornail. That's what I'm trying to say. Anyway, so I got the, oh, that's probably why I look ghastly today, by the way. Now I have migraine hangover. Anyway, my Abominable book club arrived, which really cheered me up because I completely lost track of the weeks and I forgot that this was even coming, so I'm really excited. So for those of you who are, I'm not showing you the front of the box just because all my information is on the front of the box, but for people who don't know, the Abominable Book Club is a UK subscription box for horror books. You can get the bare bones package, which is just books, so that'd be 3 books, and I subscribe for the full guts package, which will be a new book, a newish book, and then a secondhand book which they wrap again, so it's like Christmas. And then there'll also be like a couple of extra little items. There'll be bookmarks, snacks, hot drinks, so that's, you know, I like to go the whole shebang because it's fun. So without further ado, let's get in. Ooh, much quicker than I normally manage to break into the box. Okay, this is full of little bits of cardboard, like cushioning, so I'm going to take everything out and then show you what's in there. Okay, I'm in. Now, I did just say you get a brand new book and a newish book. And then a second-hand one. So normally you get 3, but last month Abominable gave us a special hardback edition for the new book, and it was beautiful. Ronald Malfi book with sprayed beautiful arty edges. There is another hardback new book in this one, so it's just 2 books in this box. You're still getting your money's worth because you're getting the equivalent in money for the book rather than 2 paperbacks, if that makes sense. But just wanted to make that clear for anyone who isn't subscribed and is thinking about it. So it will either be 3 books and they'll all be paperbacks, generally speaking, or you might get like what they've started doing now. It's a brand new sort of like hardback book plus the secondhand book. So anyway, let's do the bookmarks first. As always, we have our Abominable Book Club bookmark, which has a nice little microfiction horror on the back, and I've been collecting these. I got a lot of the little micro collection stories now, but it's just so much fun. I love those bookmarks. That's more effort than they needed to make for a bookmark, in my opinion. And then, ooh, what's this? Oh my goodness, this is a Sean Hudson fan club bookmark, and it's got Sean Hudson book covers on the back. That's really cool. I'm sure I am not the only person here that used to love reading Sean Hudson. I discovered a lot of my teen horror fiction because of Sean Hudson. I used to go to the library and like get out all of his books, so I'm gonna have to reread some of them at some point, I think. Okay, let's do the hot drinks next. They're packaged in these nice little circusy looking packages. Ooh. Now, you generally get the same thing every month for your hot drinks. There'll be some variation with tea bags a lot of the time, but we have our Nescafe sachet, a Lion's coffee bag, and we have a fruity tea. So this month we've got red berry and flower, which I always give these to my mum because I don't really like fruity teas, but I do love Yorkshire tea, and you always get a Yorkshire tea bag. Well, so far anyway, that's my preferred brand of tea. And then my favourite is the Galaxy Hot Chocolate, which I always go and have right after filming these videos as a little cosy treat. I'm super excited to show you the snack. Now, I think I've only not liked 1 or 2 of the snacks in the whole time I've been subscribed to this box, and it's been a while now. And this is one of the greatest things. Salted caramel popcorn from Maze and Grace, and you can tell by the lack of rattling how absolutely packed and dense that packet is. Vegetarian, gluten-free. They have put popcorn in these bags before, in the boxes before. I don't know if it was this brand, I can't remember, but the popcorn, when they do include popcorn, is always absolutely delicious. And I used to try the snacks on camera, but I don't do it anymore because I end up with 10 minutes of video I have to cut out because I can't stop eating the snacks through the video. So I'll let you know in next week's video, in next month's video, if this snack was bad. But if you don't hear anything about the snack, just assume that it's delicious. Okay, now, we're going on to the little extra item now, and it's so cute. This is a little seasonal postcard called Hot Ghoul Summer. Look at this little fella. I don't still shiny, so Hot Ghoul Summer. The cute little picture of my office here. That's very, very cute. I like that. That is very cute. Okay, sorry if I seem a bit off. It again, migraine hangover. I'm not, my energy level isn't quite where I usually am on a day-to-day basis. So let's go into the new book. I'm really, really excited. This is The Buffalo Hunter by Stephen Graham Jones, and again we have beautiful arty sprayed edges. Can you see? Can you see? That's beautiful. Oh, it's embossed as well. I love that. Anyone else have that like sort of sensory thing for embossed book covers? It feels so good. Anyway, what's the book about, you might be asking, and I'm asking that too because I haven't heard anything about this book. I do have some Stephen Graham Jones on my shelf, but I haven't got around to reading him yet, so maybe I'll start with this new one. Okay, let's have a little look-see. Etsy Bocan is an academic who needs to get published, so when a journal, written in 1912 by Arthur Bocan, a Lutheran pastor, and her grandfather, is discovered within a wall during renovations, she sees her chance. She can uncover the lost secrets of her family and get tenure. As she researches, she comes to learn of her grandfather's life and the life of a Blackfeet called Goodstab, who came to Arthur to share the story of his extraordinary life. She discovers the journals detail a slow massacre, a chain of events charting the history of Montana State as it formed, a cycle of violence that leads all the way back to 217 Blackfeet. A cycle of violence that leads all the way back to 217 Blackfeet murdered in the snow. A blood-soaked and unflinching saga of the violence of colonial America, a revenge story like no other, and the chilling reinvention of vampire lore from the master of horror. Vampire lore? Vampire lore, you say? Oh, well, consider me intrigued. I mean, I was intrigued anyway, but not so intrigued that I'd want to bump this to the top of my list. But vampire lore, you say? Well, I'm pretty excited about that. Oh, do you know, I don't want to be this person, but sprayed edges really does it for me. I know it's just an aesthetic thing and it's got nothing to do with the quality of like the actual story or anything, but when you're turning the pages in something with printed edges and you just get pretty every page you turn. There's some wonderful artwork in here also. Okay, sorry, I'm quite excited about this. That's gonna be vying for billing with the Ronald Malfi book from last month now that I really want to read. But if you've been following my channel for any length of time, you'll know that I'm on a read what you own challenge, and I can't get any new books until I've finished reading 100 of the ones I currently own. And Abominable Book Club doesn't count because I was already subscribed, so I factored in the books that would be arriving. But I'm trying not to read any brand new ones that aren't, because I made a list of the 100 books I want to read, so I'm trying not to veer off it. But oh, so tempting, Stephen, so tempting. Okay, finally, we're on the secondhand book, and this is always so much fun because it's just, you know, the little extra wrapping really does it for me for some reason because I'm really easily amused. Ooh, it feels like a hardback. Or is it? Or does it? I might be full of rubbish. And I usually guess it's Stephen King or Dean Koontz because they are very widely available secondhand. But let's see, because I always say that, and the last few have not been Stephen King or Dean Koontz. Ooh! Ruth Wade, the It Girl. I have never heard of this author or this book, but apparently, according to Lucy Foley, who I have heard of, it's deliciously dark and utterly addictive. Ooh, okay. Well, should we see what it's about? I'm absolutely covered in bits. It was Hannah who found April's body 10 years ago. It was Hannah who didn't question what she saw that day. Did her testimony put an innocent man in prison? She needs to know the truth. Even if it means questioning her own friends, even if it means putting her own life at risk, because if the killer wasn't a stranger, could it be someone she knows? Do you know that's kind of giving me Scream vibes? This feels like a thriller maybe, and I'm not like chomping at the bit to get to this book, but I am interested and it will go on my never-ending TBR. I don't think I'm going to rush to read it anytime soon, like I will with the Stephen Graham Jones book, for example. But yes, I'm happy with the contents of this box. So now we get to the end of the video where I've savagely unwrapped everything too fast, like a little child at Christmas, because I was excited and I have to wait till next month again. And this is just, I'm on such an upper when I start opening the box, and then I go on a bit of a downer. And that's why I have the hot chocolate to save me, peak my mood back up. So the last thing I wanted to say, and I feel a bit awkward because it feels a bit needy, if you regularly watch my videos and you enjoy them and you're not subscribed, would you maybe perhaps consider just, you know, tickling the little subscribe button there, because I am so close to 1,000 and I never really cared about the numbers before, and I still don't care. I will always make these videos regardless of the size of the audience, because I really enjoy getting to talk to you guys about horror and books and stuff. But the 1,000 subscribers seems like a milestone and I'm really excited to hit it now. If this is the first video you're watching, what you can expect from this channel is unless something goes awry like it did last weekend, I post Thursday to Sunday, so Thursday will be something horror related, usually books, but I'm veering into film and TV a little bit more as well. Friday will be a gaming let's play that I do with my brother. We're doing Silent Hill 2 remake at the moment, so that's just me screaming and screaming my way through the game basically. And then Saturday is always something bookish, it's all horror stuff. And then on Sunday we have author and creator interviews. We've just passed 50 interviews altogether for the Sunday interviews, which I can't believe because it's only about a year ago we started doing those. I've got everything from indie horror authors to traditionally mainstream published authors like Adam Neville and Ramsey Campbell, and Rachel Harrison. We've had just a really good mix. And also we've got people who work in video games like Richard Dansky, who you'll know from things like Far Cry, Assassin's Creed and stuff like that. And then we even had Chris Reese, who designed this board game. So yeah, I'm hoping to the variety. We've got a special one coming up soon, a voiceover artist, and I'm really excited about that. So yeah, if you consider subscribing, I'd really appreciate that. I will stop babbling about that now. I hope you are having a lovely start to your weekend, and I'll see you next time. Bleed.